That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into a very special interview. It is interview day, as always. I want to go ahead and welcome you guys to the StreamYard studios. In case you guys don't know what StreamYard is, StreamYard is pretty much a chance for you to make your own podcast, create interviews. They have incredible amount of deals that you can be able to get a chance to have your own logo as a part of it. As you can tell, we finally got a chance to have the Fighting Now logo part of this. So, make sure you guys check out StreamYard. It's really awesome stuff. Hey, real quick, I do want to send a huge shout out to my great friends at RMGFX1. That is right, you guys can head and check them out, rmgfx1.com, and you guys can get a chance to buy some incredible merch. Hey, you guys can get a chance to buy some Fighting Now merchandise. You guys can go ahead and check that out on rmgfx1.com. Make sure you guys search up the Fighting Now. And by the way, use promo code FIGHT-NOW to save 10% off your entire purchase. You guys do not want to miss out on that. I mean, I know we've had some incredible people that has bought the merchandise. But by the way, shout out to everyone that has bought the merchandise. I appreciate you guys very, very much. So shout out to rmgfx1.com and shout out to them for being so awesome. And real quick, I know we have a lot that we got to talk about, but let's go ahead and send a shout out to some incredible individuals, incredible podcasters, so to speak. So first off, I want to go ahead and send a shout out to Mom's Basement MMA. They're so incredible, and you guys can go ahead and check them out on YouTube. They've had so many incredible interviews. They've been doing so many amazing stuff, and you guys can also get a chance to buy some merch. You guys can go follow them on Instagram, moms_basement MMA. Also, next up, shout out to Liz with a Z podcast. I know Lisa Solar has been busy because she actually just got done with a fight last Saturday on FXM 40. She got a chance to be a part of the first ever women's heavyweight bout at XFN. So, I mean, awesome stuff. I know she's ready to fight again. And also, not only that, but yet sending a shout out to our great friends, if I can go to push something here. There we go, at Air Media Productions in the booth. You guys can go ahead and check out their latest episode with Brandon Hart Beltron. I mean, they've been doing some incredible stuff. They had so many amazing fighters to watch and enjoy. It's just incredible to see how much they've grown. It's incredible to see how much all of these podcasts have grown. So, yeah, shout out to all three: Mom's Basement, Liz with the Z podcast, and of course, Air Media Productions. Coming up here, ladies and gentlemen, we have the one, the only Amanda Ferreira that's ready to get a chance to join us. She'll join us here eventually, and I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the music because I want to get a chance to talk to you guys about something. So give me 1 second. All right. If I can get a chance to, I don't know why, but I think I'm gonna have to stop the music. So, always a great feature, especially when it comes to StreamYard. So a lot has been happening as of late. We've had some incredible podcasts, or not podcasts. I mean, we might do a podcast eventually, but we've had so many incredible interviews. First off, I want to send a shout out to Kara Martinez, Jade Wong. We were supposed to have Haley Kawan to get a chance to join last night, but because of the weather in our area, we're going to reschedule it, and we will bring you guys some incredible interviews with Haley Kawan. But hey, we have Amanda Ferreira that's going to get a chance to join us, and crazy thing is, is that we've had so many breaking news, especially as far as my family side. So first of all, I want to send a shout out to my dad. If you guys follow me on the Fighting Now, you guys will understand what's going on. And it's been really tough to say the least, especially when it comes to the family. But speaking of the Fighting Now, I encourage you guys to go check out the Fighting Now. It is an incredible page on Instagram. And yeah, I want to thank all 3,238 followers on there. If you guys have not got a chance to follow this page, it's very, 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 very incredible. I've worked really hard for it. So I know we're ready to have a lot of people that's going to be part of such an incredible journey. I know RMGFX1 and I've been talking. We have much more coming y'all's way. So yeah, make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So I want to go ahead and break this down, and which we'll have Amanda get a chance to join us here soon, is all week long is like I've not only got a chance to post the fighters, post them on my stories, or make a post for them, but I've been doing some quotes as of late, and which is really awesome because you don't know what day a fighter's having. You don't know what's going through everyone's day. It could be probably the worst day they've ever had, or it could be probably just that bump in the road that we've all dealt with. So, if you guys are watching this live, I want to go ahead and share this with you guys. And pretty much it says, you got to do this for you. This is for you. This isn't about you. Live for you, honor you, and never lose sight of that. So I want y'all to, pretty much put this on here and get a chance to show y'all that hey, screenshot this, take it, whatever it is that y'all need. I want you guys to use this as like a, I guess not only like a learning experience, but to help remind you that you're not living for anyone else, you're living for yourself. And if you guys have checked out the most recent post, I've been like trying to inspire people to say, hey, it's okay to not be okay. And I think that's what's really incredible to say the least when it comes to this page because when I first started making the fighting now, it started off to be a wrestling page, but then it transitioned to MMA because I feel like the women of mixed martial arts, bare knuckle, whatever type of style there is, deserve the recognition that they deserve. And I pretty much was just like not really showing myself until Amy Peduto, which shout out to her because I know she's doing incredible things. She is me. We actually talked on the TNC Sports Talk podcast, the Jay and Trey podcast. I don't know why I keep stuttering, but then after the interview, she messaged me. She's like, "Hey, you need to start posting more about yourself. We want to get to know the person behind this page." And I was like, I wasn't really like ready for it because I didn't know what to expect when it comes to what people will think because people will think that I don't want people to think I'm like some creep or anything. No. Mm. But when I started making a post about myself, everyone I know off this page gave me so much love and it's helped me continue to post more about myself. It's helped me to continue to be able to open up when it comes to everyone. So you guys know who you are. So I want to send a shout out to everyone who has been a part of this page. Thank you guys to all the fighters, to all of the podcasters, the sponsors. You guys have been making the fighting now so incredible, to say the least. Like I mentioned before, 3,238. And hey, real quick, I do want to get a chance to let you guys know about some big announcements regarding next week because Monday we have Evelyn Romo that's going to be joining us Monday afternoon. We'll get a chance to talk to her. She had a fight last Saturday at XFN 40. But the thing was, this was like the week prior to the fight, she took it and she won, and that was just like really incredible to say the least. So we'll get a chance to have Evelyn Romo that's going to be joining me Monday. So, hey, it's going to be a great time. But, hey, we're here for a very good reason, and that reason only, and that is the one, the only, Amanda Ferreira. She is in the studios, so let's go ahead and welcome her to the StreamYard Studios. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
What have you been up to lately? I mean, it seems like you've been a busy bee, haven't you?
Oh yeah, I've been coaching. I just finished up a kids class. Getting ready for these fights. We have a fight coming up April 29th. Hopefully for Cage Wars. It's a promotion we should be heading on to with, but that's about it. We're just training, grinding.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say I do appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. I know things have been hectic as of late between, trying to train for a fight and, of course,
Thank
being
you.
a
Thank you.
mom,
Thanks for
an
having
amazing
me.
mom like you are. So, hey, we got a chance to talk earlier. And first of all, in case you guys have not got to follow her, I encourage you guys to go follow this incredible woman on Instagram. I will show you guys all the info at the end of the interview. So I'm going to tell you this. So a lot of questions I have, and we also have some questions thanks to those in Instagram. Shout out to y'all. And first thing we want to know is that what inspired you to start fighting? What inspired you to start becoming a fighter?
I've been in martial arts since I was 3 years old. So when I went to daycare, I had a martial arts studio, Kempo Karate, right next door. So at nap time, they would take all the little kids over who signed up, and we did that while everyone else was napping back at daycare. So I didn't want to nap anymore, so I started over there, and it just took off. Went from that to boxing, to kickboxing, and now MMA.
Is there a certain style that you feel comfortable with when it comes to like boxing or kickboxing?
I pull mostly towards boxing. I feel like I still have more of a boxing style, but we make it work.
I mean, that's all you can really do, to say the least. So, I pretty much told you about this question earlier, and I wanted you to think about a lot because you have an incredible son in Braden,
I do,
and
I do.
I mean, he is a awesome little guy, and yet, the question I had for you is, what do you want him to see besides you becoming a warrior in the cage? And you've obviously become a warrior outside the cage, to say the least.
You know, nothing's gonna be handed to him. You know, everybody has a story in life, and you don't just get things handed to you. Like you don't get a UFC handed to you. You don't get these UFC fights. You don't get Bellator fights. You don't get one fight handed to you. So you have to put the time in the gym. So I feel like I want him to watch from me that you have to grind for everything that you want. You know, sometimes it's hard. You gotta come from work. You gotta come from all your other responsibilities that you have, but you gotta make it time. You gotta make sacrifices, like not being able to hang out with your friends, not being able to do this or that. I think that's like the biggest takeaway that I want him to be able to see.
I definitely do respect that. So, I mean, while you're in the personal training, and yet, it's pretty much another good question that I've been thinking about is, what would you say has been the toughest part of your training?
Um, Probably just making my styles work. I'm more of a defensive fighter. Not a lot of people like that. Not a lot of people see it. So I love to counter punch. That's something that we've been working on, and it frustrates a lot of people because a lot of people want to come forward. A lot of people want me to sit there and brawl with them, but
Hmm.
that's just not what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna sit there, take all these unnecessary punches if I can fight you from the outside. You know, I'm a tall 135er, probably one of the tallest 135ers around.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to sit there and brawl with you in the middle. I'm gonna stay on my distance and just work on that. And I think that frustrates a lot of people. But you know, we're working a lot of other things into it, a lot of things that people don't know about. So it'll be cool.
So you're pretty much saying that you have a lot of tricks up your sleeve when it comes to your next fight, is what you're saying, ain't you?
What was that?
I said you're pretty much saying you have a lot of tricks coming up your sleeve, especially when it comes to
Oh,
your
for
next fight,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Well, hey, you started fighting, and you're currently 2-1. And I got to ask you this because with the amount of fights, a little bit of experience you got a chance to be a part of is what has been the toughest fight you've really got a chance to be a part of?
Um, I think my last fight, probably the Carolyn Powell fight. She's a great girl. She comes from a reputable gym. She owns Nostos along with her husband Devin Powell,
Hmm.
UFC vet, Bellator vet. So he knows his stuff. So I didn't think it was going to be an easy fight going in there. So you know, she was very forward, and she had great foot movement. She knew how to cut off the cage. So it was more of me being able to fit it in defensively, get in where I can, get out where I can, and just stay my distance.
Yeah, and I definitely respect that for sure. As you fighters continue to grow and you pretty much have a lot of eyes on you, what is the one thing you want people to see in you, especially when it comes to your fighting career?
You know, I think everybody in the fight game wants to make it as big as they possibly can, whether it's UFC, One, Bellator. You know, I think where I want to start for short term would be Invicta. Invicta is a huge women's only promotion. You know, they give a lot of spotlight. Obviously, end goal UFC. That's where I see myself growing. Anywhere, anytime,
Yeah.
whatever we can do.
Yeah, I'll say. Well, eventually, once when we get Haley Kawan join us, she'll tell her about her experience when it comes to Evictica, and I know that everyone's going to be talking about that to say the least. And I think you'll be in a great fit, especially with how much they've done over the past couple of months, to say the least.
Yeah.
Uh,
Just for like fight camp, I gotta move. These boys are getting too loud in here.
it is all good. Just take your time. Take your time.
These boys are too loud. Throwing too many punches. Can you just repeat that question one more time?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So pretty much is that so Evictica is where you're wanting to focus on, to say the least, right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right, very, very good. So, I know that you've been doing a lot of stuff as of late, and yet there's always been someone who you really want to face, who you really want to fight, to say the least. Is there anyone, or you have an idea on who you want to face next?
You know, we're looking at Cage Wars. We've seen a couple girls fight out of there, fight for there. Um, So we got our eyes on a couple. I know they're up north in Canada, so the restrictions are kind of tough. They're a lot tougher than they are here. Um, so anyone, we got a couple Cage Wars. They got our girls. They got our list of names. I don't like to call people out, uh, but if people don't start fighting me, accepting fights, I think we're gonna start having to call people out. But we're just doing what we
I
can for
mean,
right now.
with the platform that you have, I mean, anything is necessary. If people don't want to fight you, then yeah, you can just come on here and say, "Hey, I want to call out, this or this and that," to say the least. I mean, which I don't blame you because it goes to show that you're willing to fight anyone. You're willing to face anyone that is in your way, to say the least. And I definitely do
For
admire and
sure.
respect that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a great set of coaches behind me. Walter Catito, Bellator vet, Joey Gomez, UFC vet. So I'm comfortable fighting anyone, anytime. I got those set of coaches behind me, so I can't be scared.
I was gonna say, since you started training, I mean, have those been like your mentors since you started training and since you started preparing yourself for each fight?
You said advance in each fight.
Yeah.
I feel like I've proved a lot. So having a 135 weight class, it's already tough enough as it is. There's not a lot of us. But from my last fight down to my 2 fights ago, down to my recent fight, I improved a ton. Just coming off, I fought 8 weeks after I had my son. That last fight, 2 fights ago. So it was just a lot. I think I had like 3 weeks notice 2 fights ago. So I was just able to improve a ton.
Now has Raiden got a chance to see you fight?
He has. He was there. He got to walk out with me when he was 8 weeks old. So it was something I'll
Oh,
never forget. But as he gets older, it's a little bit tougher when we're fighting later and later. So I definitely want to be able to get him there as soon as I can. But he just turned 3 2 weeks ago, so we gotta wait a little bit so we can hang in there. Because having him in the back room is super tough. It was super tough when my first fight with him. So I gotta focus on fighting and getting in there and taking a W.
exactly. And I think it would be an awesome moment. Just think about this. So once when you get your arm raised, yeah, the boys.
Jeez, these boys. They
I
go
was great.
anywhere.
I was going to say, so pretty much, just imagine you get a chance to have that big win, to have your arm raised, and to have rating right there. Imagine that. I mean, imagine how awesome it'll be. And I know you'll get a chance to have that dream coming soon eventually. So pretty much, correct me if I'm wrong, you told me your record is 2-1, right?
What was that?
I said, so earlier you got a chance to tell me about your record. It's currently 2-1, correct?
3-1.
3-1. My apologies. My
No,
apologies.
you're good.
Uh, so, talking about that one loss, I mean, with each fight, is there always one thing that you learn from each fight? I mean, is there something that you can
Definitely.
always
There's
learn?
something I learned from every fight. That fight, I still want to run it back. I took the fight on 12 hours notice. Made I think like an 8-pound weight cut in 12 hours. And I was just ready to fight anyone, anytime. It was a boxing fight, and I know she recently moved to the MMA game. I know she dropped a few weight classes, so it is what it is. I don't think I lost that fight. I never think I lost that fight, but you get what you get when you take it on 12 hours notice.
Yeah, exactly. So, real quick, so I did tell you that you do have a question, thanks to the Instagram, which, by the way, you guys get a chance to follow me on the Fighting Now. And this question goes to you and pretty much asking you, what has been your biggest drive in the fighting industry?
My biggest drive?
Yes.
Definitely my son. He's in here every single day with me. He's grinding it out. He's like I said, he's 3. He doesn't want to be here 6 days a week, 2-3 hours like a day, and then on top of that, I'm coaching now. So he doesn't really want to be here every single day of the week. But we get him here, we get through it, and watching him, knowing that I can fight, and he
Yeah.
sees it. Now he's ready to fight. He joins in classes. He does warm ups. He does all of this. It's awesome that I'm able to see it, and he's grinding out there with me. So definitely one of the best things I've ever done.
Does it warm your heart every time you see Raiden get a chance to warm up with you, just trying to be able to get involved with all this stuff with you?
Yeah, he's in there every single day. It's awesome. We do warm ups. We have our same warm up routine every single day. And when Walter says hit those mats, he's on those mats, shirt off, running. He's got his little gloves that say his name on them. It's definitely awesome.
That's so adorable to say the least. Before we get to something I know that we've been wanting to talk about, to say the least, I want to get a chance to ask you about coaching. What has been the biggest challenge since you started coaching?
Coaching?
Yes.
I coach little kids, so they're tough. Their attention span isn't that long, but it is what it is. You gotta have those patience. You gotta be able to work with them. You gotta be able to keep their attention. You have to have games that involve kickboxing, but you gotta make it so like they don't think they're learning, but here they are. They're throwing 20 kicks each side, doing pyramids up to 10, back down, and it hurts them. Not hurts, but it blows their lungs out, but they still come back every single time.
Yeah, exactly. So, since me and you started talking, and I know that's been something you really want to share with you. So, are you ready?
I'm good, yeah.
All right, so pretty much everyone has a story that they want to share, and I'm gonna put you on the spotlight. Once I get done asking this, but everyone has a story that they want to share, and I know you've been wanting to share this with me. So, hey, the floor is all yours. Go ahead and share it.
So 21 years old, I became a single mom. Literally had nothing to my name. And it was just me and my little boy. So, that's all that we could do. I had to figure out how I was going to feed him, how I was going to do all this. And, I left a bad situation when I was in a relationship. And, I made it. You just got to sit there. You got to grind it out. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. I have a lot of single moms who follow me, who I play flag football with. I also play flag football. I have a lot of single moms there. A lot of people ask me all the time, like, how do you bring Raiden to the gym 6-7 days a week and then bring them to flag football? And it's tough. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's so easy, but I'm lucky enough where I'm at the gym where I'm at, KTA, Joey Gomez, Walter Catito, and everybody here, all my teammates love Raiden. Raiden loves them. And I'm lucky enough that they're going to sit there and support me and let him come to class, let him do class. He runs between our feet while we're sparring. So it's definitely something that will always be my story. I had nothing, and now here I am making a name for myself, trying to do everything that I can so I can feed my son, make sure he wants everything and he can get everything that he ever wanted, do every sport. He doesn't have to worry about, like, oh, where's my next meal going to come from? He knows his mom grinded for absolutely everything that he has. So just pretty much don't give up. I know there's a lot of single moms out there, a lot of single dads out there, and you may look like, oh, I'm never going to see the end of the tunnel, but you will. It'll always come through. You just got to keep sitting there, keep pushing. It'll come.
Wow. That is very, very incredible. And before we continue on, I just want to tell you that I am so proud of you. I am very,
Thank
very
you.
proud of you for sharing your story. I know how much you wanted to be able to get a chance to share this. And first of all, I want to say thank you for sharing this with me. It's an honor to see how much you've overcame with so much that you went through. And I can honestly say that Raiden is so lucky to have such an awesome mom. And I think, for anyone that's going to be watching this later on, once when it gets posted to YouTube, is that everyone will be
Thank you.
admired by your story. Everyone will be, so incredible to say the least, because, it takes guts for you to even share that. I mean, most people would just hold it in. Most people would just keep that stuff in, but no, you, shared it with me, and I want to tell you thank you so much, and that is just incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, it's tough to keep in as much as like you don't want to reach out and ask for help. Sometimes
Yeah.
you just have to, and whether help doesn't have to be, oh, hey, can you buy this for my son? Can you do this for my son? Sometimes it's just, hey, can you be a listening ear? Hey, can I bring him while we do this? And I'm lucky enough that I have the gym. My gym is my second family. They're always there. I'm here more than I am home. So these guys are like my second family, and I love them, and I love that I can bring my son. There's a ton of kids here. Walter's kids are here, so they're all watching the grind. They're learning, oh, if I want to be the best, this is what I have to do. It's all laid out in front of them.
You can pretty much say that no matter what type of style you're doing, whether if it's boxing, kickboxing, bare knuckle, Muay Thai, whatever it is, you can pretty much say that the fighting world is like your one big family, so to speak.
For sure, definitely.
Well, one final question I want to get a chance to ask you, and that is for anyone that has like looked up to you, any of the ones who are thinking about starting fighting or wanting to get involved with training, do you have any advice you want to share with them?
Yeah, it was my own advice, When I went in, I was like, oh man, like what if I don't look good enough? What if I don't do this right? What if I make mistakes? Like, are they going to laugh at me? Are they going to do this? I mean, they're not. They've all come from the same place you are. Even though they're a pro fighter now or they've had a few amateur fights, they all started not know how to punch, not know how to do BJJ, or not know how to throw a kick. We've all been there, so don't think, oh, we're going to laugh at you, or any of that. We're just one big family. We're going to take you in. We're going to teach you everything that we can.
And not only that, but yet for anyone that is looking at the fighting community, I mean, pretty much it's not only just the fighters, but it's all of us, the interviewers. I mean, we can pretty much, understand and learn so much from these fighters, to say the least, and that they have always had so many incredible things that they want to share. And I can honestly say I could not have picked anyone but you to get a chance to join me to end this crazy week full of interviews. The stories that you're sharing, I mean, Joe, all I can say is keep going. Keep
Thank
going
you.
because you are doing so incredible, to say the least. And not only that, but yet I encourage you guys to. Sorry, it's always mirrored, but follow. Y'all make sure to follow Amanda. Can you tell us what your social media so anyone can get a chance to follow you?
Yeah, I think my social media is AEFERREIRA. So it's AE Ferreira 23 on Instagram. My Facebook's just Amanda Ferreira. I think that's about all I got. But that's about it.
And
You'll see a lot of pictures of Raiden. I don't post a lot about fighting. On my stories I do, but my little boy's my life, so I always post him.
well, hey, and all of that, be if you guys need some help, make sure you guys follow me at the Fighting Now. I'll make sure that you guys can get a chance to follow this incredible fighter and incredible mother, so to speak. Amanda, this has been probably so amazing to have you a part of this. We didn't have any technical difficulties, thankfully. I mean, we might have had some boys in the background screaming, but hey,
yeah, we got a lot of crazy kids in here.
Before you go, I want to tell you this. So, I do appreciate you allowing me to get a chance to interview you because I know that we've been talking about this all week. It's like it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be incredible, and we pretty much just try to be able to have that positive vibe up into this interview. So first of all, I want to say thank you. Another thing is I'm proud of you for everything that you're doing, for becoming a mom, for everything that you're doing for Raiden. Raiden is an awesome kid, and I'm pretty sure you guys will adore this little man, to say the least.
He's definitely he's something.
Well, hey, is there any final things, any final thoughts, any final comments you want to say?
Yeah, I just want to give one quick shout out. I've been saying it my whole time, but Joey Gomez, Walter Catito, they're the best coaches around. My whole team, we got a lot of guys coming up fighting next week, actually. This is a girls-only promotion, but these are my boys. I'm the only girl here. I do have one girl. She left me for Texas, my best friend. So she's down in Texas. She's handling her stuff. My best friend, Sarah. I got this dope tattoo, actually. That's me right there. And then
It's a little bit mirrored.
Sarah.
Yeah.
So it's a picture from my last fight. She was just giving me my warm-up talk. That's my best friend. She's always in my head, tell me everything I have to do, and she's right 100% of the time. So she'll be home soon. If she's not, I'm going to come drag her home. But my boys are coming up fighting. We got Mike, and we got Jeff, and then we got a lot of other guys next month. So I'm just proud of this team. I'm proud of everything that Walter's done, everything that Joey's done. Joey fights March 4th after a 5-year layoff from the UFC. So we're coming back. KTA's on the map. You guys aren't going to hear the last of this, especially with girls. We're going to start growing. We're going to have a lot of girls classes coming up here, like girls-only classes. I feel like with guys in there, sometimes girls are a little bit intimidated to try. So we want to do just girls classes only. So that way, this girl isn't going to take my head off. She knows what it's like to be a new fighter. But yeah, shout out to Joey, shout out to Walter, best coaches around.
And not only that, but hey, shout out to you because ever since we met, you got a chance to be a part of the page. I mean, you got a chance to be a part of a couple of stories here and there. But after today, I think you're gonna have something made for you, especially with this interview for sure. Hey, I definitely do appreciate you and what you're doing right now. Keep going because I cannot wait to see you fight again. And not only that, I hope you had a great time of being a part of this awesome interview, to say the least.
Thank you. You're great. You give women an outlet. We usually don't have one. You see a lot of girls get overridden by these male fights, these super male fights, but you're a women's only outlet, and we need that. So we appreciate it so much.
I mean, I try my best to be able to do what I can to support you and so many amazing women out there because you know it's more than just about the looks. It's about getting in there and they fight. I mean,
Yeah.
and y'all deserve the spotlight. That's why I made this for, because y'all deserve your own platform, and that's what the fighting now is about. So make sure you guys go check that out. Y'all go check out Amanda because she's a part of this page. She's a part of this big revolution that we get a chance to see here. I mean, women's MMA, women's sports, women's combat sports is going to be taking over before you know it.
Oh,
So
for
keep
sure.
your eyes peeled.
We got some very entertaining fights. So we're out here. We're not just pretty faces. We can beat you up too. So just know you can't mess with us. We want the same respect that the guys get, and what's coming up.
And that's definitely for sure. I mean, you talked about XF. I mean, look at this FXN. My apologies. They had their first women's heavyweight bout. I mean, you also talk
I
about
saw
bare
that.
knuckle
That
too.
was dope.
That
Even that. There's only limited weight classes for girls, and some of these girls, they are heavier, and they're like, oh, I can't make 135 in a year. Some of them are heavier, and that's perfectly fine. But we should be able to give them their own weight class as well. There might not be as many girls, but if there is another heavyweight or 170, 160, we should be able to give them the same opportunities that these 115, 125, 135, 145 girls get as well.
Oh, no, that, but I mean, because there was a part of something, and pretty much, I don't know if you saw the video, but the ovation that they got was just tremendous. Everyone was on their feet, right at the end of the final round, and shout out to Lisa Sun and Lisa Solar because they put on an incredible bout. I cannot wait to get a chance to check this out on XFN on YouTube. Not only that, but you also got to think about this though. Apologize for the stutter. Knucklemania 2, the first ever women's title fight, between Christine Ferreira taking on Britain Hart Beltran. I mean, a lot more stuff is coming their way. So, I mean, there's incredible things. Not only that, but you had that big fight in Madison Square Garden. I mean, so many incredible things is happening, and you guys do not want to miss it out. I mean, it's fun to get a chance to check out these fights. It's fun to get a chance to be a part of the women's sports, evolution is what I want to call it.
For sure. We're on the rise. It was little beforehand. Ronda Rousey had her time, and even then it wasn't huge. People just started getting into it then. But Muay Thai's picking up, kickboxing's picking up, boxing as well. That's picking up a lot, and MMA is on the rise with that as well.
And not only that, but I mean, also bare knuckle. I mean, they've allowed such an incredible bare knuckle.
Those girls. You can't treat them any differently than guys. They're going toe to toe. Those knuckles are still the same as those guys' knuckles. I don't want any part of that. So don't offer me any of those fights, but not yet. Not desperate enough.
So you're saying that bare knuckle offers you a contract with a lot of money? You want to take
a lot of money's a lot of money. I don't know. We gotta be talking some good money though, not like 5,000. We gotta talk like higher.
Gotta talk about that cha-ching right there.
That's a guaranteed face mess up. So, not right now. I'm gonna take my turn in MMA, see how far we can make it. But if I gotta come knocking, I'll come knocking.
Well, hey, not only that, but hey, I definitely do appreciate it. Hey, guys, I have some incredible news as far as the women that's going to be part of the interviews. We have Emily Romero from XFN last week's going to be part of us. Anna Toole is going to be part of us. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to have Haley Kawan. We have many more that's going to be joining us. So you guys do not want to miss out. And of course, we had the one and only Amanda Ferreira that got a chance to join us. So, I'm not worthy right now. I'm not worthy. But I definitely do appreciate you for joining me. It was definitely an awesome time. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. And then I will send you the link once I get done doing my call-ups here. I guess you can say that.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. That was Amanda Ferreira. That was such an awesome interview. That was incredible to say the least. Yeah, you got to be amazed by her story. You got to be amazed by everything that's happening. Yeah, shout out to Amanda because she has just been on a roll and she's doing so many incredible things to say the least. Hey, real quick before we go, make sure you guys follow me on the Fighting Now on Instagram. And of course, don't forget once again, shout out to Mom's Basement MMA, Lisa with the Z podcast, and of course, last but not least, Air Media Productions. Make sure you guys check out all of them podcasters. Make sure you guys check out my great friends at rmgfx1.com for some great merchandise. Make sure you guys check that out. Also for some Fighting Now merchandise, a lot of incredible stuff to say the least. And hey, we'll be back on Monday here at noon with Evelyn Romo, and that you cannot miss out on this. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and you do not want to miss out. So until Monday, y'all. I am Jake, and we'll see you guys at Monday at noon. Take care, and we'll see you guys soon.